Now, if we talk about the third notation, which is known as the theta notation. Okay, coming to the third notation, which is basically known as the theta notation, and it is an important notation while working in this subject. Theta notation. Theta notation, we say if a function is bounding from upper and lower both, then it is denoted by theta notation. That is, I am saying that if there is an fn function and I am saying that gn function is bounding the fn by upper and lower both, then it is denoted by theta notation. That is, if I am saying for fn function gn function is as a theta function, then I am saying that for fn function gn function is bounding. For fn function gn function is bounding the fn function from upper and lower both. Mathematically, you can write that theta of g of n is equal to fn such that there exist positive constants C1, C2 and N naught such that what is it? If there is an fn function, then gn function is acting as the upper bound. That is, I am multiplying gn function with the constant C2, that it is acting as the upper bound for it. And why I multiply it by a constant G1, C1, then it is acting as the lower bound for fn. And these are basically greater than or equal to 0. That is, these all functions are asymptotically positive functions. That is, if I multiply gn with some constant C1, then it is acting as the lower bound for fn. And if I multiply this gn with the constant C2, then it is acting as the upper bound for fn. But both functions here, notice that, are same function. Mathematically, diagrammatically, you will notice that if diagrammatically I show you, if we are taking the n as the input and I see that there is basically an fn function, okay, then you will notice that if I multiply like this, let's say this is the C1 gn and I see that C2 gn, then just remember that you will notice that if you that if I am multiplying gn with C2, then it is acting as upper bound at this point, and when I multiply gn with C1, then it is acting as upper bound at this point. Then you can notice that this is basically the point, and not after which you notice that when I multiply gn with C1 and I multiply gn with C2, then for this gn is acting as a lower bound and also gn is acting as the upper bound. That is, basically, if you check this portion, this is basically the omega. That is, gn function is acting as a lower bound. And if you see this portion, you will notice that it is basically the big O. That is, theta notation is covering the lower bound as well as upper bound both. That is, it is covering the omega and big O notation both. Hence, we say that theta notation is a stronger bound. Hence, we represent our results when we analyze an algorithm and the equations which will come in. We try to represent those equations in the basis of theta notation because it is a stronger notation. Hence, when we analyze the insertion sort, we were using a notation of theta notation. Okay. For example, if you notice that if I say 3n plus 4 is the fn function, then you will notice that 4n will act as an upper bound. We have seen in big O case for all input greater than or equal to 4, and you will notice that 3n is acting as the lower bound for this function for all input greater than or equal to 1. Here you will notice that this is basically the gn function. Okay, this is basically the gn function, and the constant C2 is 4 and constant C1 is 3. Hence, you can notice that for 3n plus 4, if I denote it by theta of n, then you can say that for 3n plus 4, linear function is acting as an upper and lower bound for all input. For all input, here it is 1 and here it is 1, then we take the maximum value greater than or equal to 4, and for constant C1 is equal to 3 and for constant C2 is equal to 4. Hence we say that this is satisfying this equation. Okay. Okay. Now we have understand that Dego notation is used for representing the upper bound, theta notation is used to represent the upper and lower bound both, and big omega notation is used to represent the lower bound, and in this way we solve these particular equations. Okay. Now there is basically a relationship between these three notations which is denoted by a theorem, and I am writing this theorem here only and try to prove it by yourself.